The 2023 NFL Draft began last night, continues live right now, and also tomorrow. However, coming up in mere minutes, the WWE Draft will officially begin for the first time in about a year and a half. So, thank you for tuning in and watching my live watch along reactions live here on YouTube. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below, the thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag NFL Draft as well, along with hashtag WWE Draft. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated, as this video is officially powered by Rogue Energy. Be sure to get your favorite Rogue Energy and hydration flavors in can or tub form, shakers and Rogue merch at the link in the description below. And as it says behind me, be sure to use the code Luke, that's LUKE123 for 10% off. So, yeah, top of the hour here at PM Eastern Time this Friday night for WWE Friday Night SmackDown. They'll begin the 2023 WWE Draft. It will continue on social media. So they say this weekend. So we'll see what changes from tonight to tomorrow, and then it'll of course continue and then end on Monday Night Raw. So be sure to tune back in Monday night for the conclusion of the 2023 WWE Draft. As mentioned, the NFL Draft round 1 last night, 2 and 3 tonight, 4 through 7 tomorrow. So we're going to be keeping tabs on that as well. But from ESPN, they'll switch to ESPN2 because of playoff basketball and hockey. But we'll be switching over in the meantime to Fox to watch Friday Night SmackDown, but watch them both at the same time as we do for the most part for a lot of different events when we're live right here on YouTube. So just as always, once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. So I guess we can just up to date the last, and the first 10 picks basically of the second round of the draft for the NFL, and then we'll dive deep into the WWE draft because we're still a couple months away. As the WWE released a full list of everybody, for what it's worth, eligible tonight and then also on Monday. They're of course going to do what they want anyway, so we'll see matches tonight. We'll see a couple rounds of WWE draft. As the WWE draft now officially, along with a shakeup, if you will, here and there, in its 21st year. The first one was back in 2002 right here in Happy Valley at the Pennsylvania State University at the Bryce Jordan Center, in which The Rock got the whole entire crowd to call Vince McMahon an asshole. So speaking of Penn State, back-to-back picks to begin the second round tonight in the NFL were former blue and white Nittany Lions, one who transferred out to another blue and white school, and he's going to continue to wear that color in the NFL. But the Pittsburgh Steelers officially had the first pick, 32nd overall, in the second round here tonight. First pick tonight, 32nd overall. Would be 33rd, but with 32 teams, there's only 31 picks last night because the Dolphins had to forfeit their first round pick this year because of a Tampa violation. So with all that being said, and then there's a trade with Pittsburgh and Chicago for Chase Claypool. That became the 32nd overall pick. The Pittsburgh Steelers selected out of Penn State cornerback Joey Porter Jr., of course the son of the Steeler great himself, number 55, Joey Porter Sr. So Joey Porter goes from Colorado State to the Pittsburgh Steelers in the third round back in the day. Of course, also played for the Dolphins and Cardinals. But then his son, Joey Porter Jr., from North Allegheny in the 412 to right here in the 814, playing his college ball for Penn State, back in black and gold in the Steel City as the newest member of the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Then Tennessee traded up to 33rd overall and selected former Penn State quarterback who transferred out to Kentucky past 2 years. Will Levis is now the newest member of the Titans and seemingly will succeed Ryan Tannehill. Malik Willis, his job up in the air. So, Cardinals take B.J. Ojulari from LSU at 41. So 32 and 33 were Joey Porter Jr. and Will Levis. The Raiders then traded up with the Colts at 35 to take Michael Mayer, the tight end on Notre Dame. Seemingly what Josh McDaniels had, and another former number 87 in New England with the Patriots and Rob Gronkowski. So a little comparison there. And then the Rams picked for the first time, coming off of a 5-12 season after 2 years ago winning the Super Bowl. Steve Avila, not Bob Vila, but Steve Avila from TCU. Derek Hall from Auburn went to Seattle, a pick later. Matthew Tom Bergeron from Syracuse to Hot Atlanta. And then Jonathan Mingo just went to Carolina, wide receiver out of Ole Miss. So Bryce Young's got some weapons to throw to now. And then the Saints just took a Golden Domer from South Bend, I might add as well. And then Arizona, now Green Bay's on the clock at 42. They'll have another pick coming up here soon. 7 minutes around in the second round, and then each round from there it'll decrease from 10 to 7 and so on and so forth. but picks in already for Green Bay at 42. So yeah, coming up next is 43, New York Jets, followed by the Colts, the Packers, the Patriots, the Washington Redskins, football team Commanders, or whatever the hell you want to call them. Lions at 48, Pittsburgh's picking again at 49, so definitely going to keep eyes on that when that rolls around, even if we are watching wrestling here. And then Tampa picks at 50. Green Bay's taken my first name, but last name Musgrave, tight end out of Oregon State. So we've seen a couple tight ends go here. 3 officially in the first 10 picks here of the second round. From Michael Mayer, Sam Laporta went 1 pick before him to Detroit. So the Lions had T.J. Hawkinson out of Iowa a couple years ago. Of course, traded him to Minnesota. Actually drafted 2 Hawkeyes along with a former Crimson Tide running back this year already. So, and then Sam Laporta, Michael Mayer, and now Luke Musgrave. But in the meantime, we're gonna switch it over to Fox. WWE draft beginning. First draft since October of 21. I was actually live in attendance for that show, so be sure to go check out those videos from then. Keep an eye out for upcoming videos. Go check out recent videos. Once again, thanks for tuning in live tonight for the WWE draft. Watching, of course, the NFL draft as well, as we always do. But we'll see what happens. This is the first official shake-up draft under Triple H's creative control. So the list the WWE sent out, as we'll now get the then now forever together WWE opening video package. Here we go. They listed basically half the roster that's eligible tonight on night 1 of the draft on SmackDown, and the rest for Raw on Monday night. So we go from Becky Lynch to Bianca Belair, Bobby Lashley, Candice LeRae, Chelsea Gray, and Sonya Deville, the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, all of Damage Control, Dexter Lumis, Dolph Ziggler, Drew McIntyre, Edge, Hit Row, Imperium, Lacey Evans, Matt Riddle, Maximum Male Models. SmackDown as the future. The epic 2-night event will truly change the game, as Triple H stated. The WWE draft begins now. But that was a new opening video package for SmackDown, but no. So they are in the Lone Star State. They are in Corpus Christi, Texas, right outside of Houston. Where's Glenn Campbell at when you need him to sing Galveston for the hell of it? He'll be in Dallas Monday night for Raw. But from the Texans having a few picks last night, Cowboys as well, WWE getting the show on the road here, Friday Night SmackDown and the WWE draft. So, main event going to be a WrestleMania rematch for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. It will be Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, defending against the former champions who they beat at Mania a few weeks ago, Jimmy and Jey Uso, the Usos. So how's SmackDown kicking off? Well, it's going to kick off with the King of Kings, the game himself, Triple H. And they got a podium up there off to the side. So there is hashtag SmackDown, the Cerebral Assassin, Paul Levesque. And we're going to bow down to the King. He's got some note cards in his hand. So we'll continue on with this list where they leave off. Maximum Models are eligible tonight. Mustafa Ali along with Natalya, Omos, Shinsuke Nakamura, all the Bloodline, The Miz, the Club I might add as well. Too Sweet. Street Profits, Viking Raiders, and then select NXT Superstars. Select NXT Superstars. What that means, we'll see. But of course, there's going to be some NXT calls, it looks like. Triple H on the mic, and he says, "Welcome to Friday Night SmackDown." They're going to try to keep this as professional as they can, but it's the 2023 WWE draft, but it's not the NFL draft. The NFL draft blows all the drafts out of the water. in major sports: baseball, basketball, hockey. Triple H says he's a big stickler for roles and then laughs. Yeah, all right. Every superstar in Raw, SmackDown, subject possibility of a transfer with the draft to move brands. Half tonight, half Monday. Yeah. As the draft continues in the NFL, right in front of me, so Jets took a lineman for Aaron Rodgers. Colts on the clock. Friday night, draft poll begins tonight. There's everybody that I believe just mentioned. We'll see the show off a graphic for Raw. We'll get into those names in a little bit. But, yeah, we're going to have any returns? Any debuts? Now, in addition to Raw and SmackDown, select superstars from NXT are going to get drafted, they say. So we'll see who that entails. Post-draft, May 8th, after Backlash. So after Backlash, that's when they'll officially start with the new rosters. They're going to shake things up, make things more exciting. And they're going to do 4 picks at a time, just like they did a year and a half ago. Are you ready? Break it down. Triple H, are you ready? Crowd on their feet. So who's number one? It's going to be Roman Reigns and all the bloodline, I'd have to think. Unless it's to Raw. I'm thinking Reigns is staying on SmackDown. Remember, they introduced and brought back the new World Heavyweight Championship. All 3 drafted as one. Paul Heyman, Solo, and the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Champion of the World, the Big Dog Tribal Chief, who we should all acknowledge, Roman Reigns. They show off the graphic here. They have been drafted, and they'll stay put on SmackDown. So they're keeping Reigns and Solo together. Of course, could still have the Usos stay on SmackDown too, all the bloodline there. But the way they worded that, it seems like the Usos might be going to Raw. But only 3, he says. With Reigns heading to SmackDown. Universal Championship. Yeah, the new World Heavyweight Championship that they brought back, big gold with the WWE logo on it now. That's going to be on Monday Night Raw. That's going to be Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, among others to vie for. Speaking of Raw, he says. Hashtag WWE Draft him at it as well. Raw's first pick is Cody Rhodes, as the Colts are also going to select in live time. Julius Brent's a corner from K-State. So Cody's going to be on Raw. So they go number 1 with Reigns and Rhodes to SmackDown and Raw, respectively. So we still got 2 more picks here. So basically it's 4 picks at once, 2 for Raw, 2 for SmackDown. Triple H gonna let him sing along to Cody's theme for the hell of it. He doesn't give a shit. He doesn't. Third pick. SmackDown selects Bianca Belair's going to SmackDown. So she'll be the SmackDown Women's Championship. Or SmackDown Women's Champion, excuse me. They'll switch the titles. They'll switch the championships. Rhea's going to go to Raw, and Rhea will become the Raw Women's Champion. So they do switch up as they normally do. It's either the SmackDown Women's titles or the mid-card titles. They'll switch them brands. Monday Night Raw on the clock, as the Lions are as well. The one and the only. The man Becky Lynch is going to be on Raw. So you'd have to think if Trish, have her in this, she is listed, but what's the point? I mean, she can just come in and strut. Becky's going to be on Raw. So that's the first round. That concludes the first round. Second round being deliberated in the back. Now my pleasure. Greatest tag team on the planet. They're challenging, so the Usos are coming out. All right, here come the Usos. They've been down since day one. So throw them up, we the ones. They got mics in their hand. They're probably pissed they didn't get drafted with Reigns and Solo. But they could have that WrestleMania rematch, have them win the Raw titles, and then have them be on Monday Night Raw. Split the tag titles up. Have Owens and Zayn on SmackDown, rather than an undisputed tag team championship. The Bloodline's in your city. As the NFL draft's taking place in Kansas City. WWE was there, as AEW was as well, back in March, a month ago. Number one draft pick, but they weren't included. Hashtag SmackDown is trending number one in the U.S., so be sure to share using that hashtag along with WWE Draft. So the Usos cutting a promo, top of the stage by the podium for the WWE Draft. They got a main event match tonight for the tag team titles. Nope. No. Nah. Hell no. They're going to dedicate this victory to the Tribal Chief. They literally stare down the camera, which they very rarely do. But they're going to become 9-time tag team champions if they would win, which, well, we'll see. Yeah. We all know that we're the twos, we're shit, they're the ones. Here comes the prize fighter himself, Kevin Owens. So he's in street clothes for the time being. Come out and talk trash. Here comes Sammy as well. So they're having a promo with these two before the match tonight in the main event. Let's go. So they're doing this at the top of the stage, which is a little, different. Normally, they shouldn't be going down the ring. But I'm, all for, as there's the Backlash graphic, a week from tomorrow, 8 days away, WWE Backlash. And then the results go into effect the 8th of May, right before Mother's Day. Sammy chant from the crowd, former honorary use, but turning on the Bloodline and aligning himself with his best friend Kevin Owens, and they took down the Usos and won tag team titles at WrestleMania. Lions traded up, select here at 45. So, see who they take here. See what they have to say in the meantime. Just as always, once again, thank you for tuning in, watching. Yeah, Reigns and Solo, no Usos. Yeah. No Usos, no Bloodline, so Sammy is right, technically, in that regard. The Bloodline's starting to fizzle. Who the Lions taking? not walking out the damn thing. Maybe you tail tucked between your legs. Oh, Brian Branch is going to Detroit. So the Lions really like Alabama, and the Lions really like Iowa. 4 picks, 2 from Alabama, 2 from Iowa. So roll Tide and go Hawks. I mean, as Owens is so sick of all this talk of the draft, they just want to fight now. The only thing that matters is we're going to beat your ass. Yeah. Doesn't care about anything else. So Owens hot. They stare each other down and just hypes up the main event match a little bit more. What was I saying? There's the results. Reigns, Rhodes, Bianca, and Becky. SmackDown, Raw, SmackDown, Raw. No, but yeah, a lot of people were saying Philly's turning into the Georgia of the North, and the Philadelphia Eagles are now the Philadelphia Bulldogs, and all the Detroit Lions might want to add some Hawk Tides to their name, or those Lions. Among a few other teams taking players from this school or that school, and hey, best players, just as long as you win. Here comes Sheamus and the rest of the Brawling Brutes. It'll be a Friday Night Fight night on SmackDown with Butch, and hopefully Rich Holland doesn't break anybody's neck. Pete Dunne coming out with Sheamus. So Butch will be in action, it looks like. Yeah, Butch against, dummy. Let me talk to you. Dummy, Eli Drake, formerly known as Butch tosses the, whatever the hell that is, stick back to Sheamus. Max Dupree, LA Knight, going to get a big ovation when we come back on SmackDown, going up against Butch. So Backlash begins after WrestleMania here. 1 week from tomorrow, 8 days. WWE Backlash, Bad Bunny in a street fight now. No longer supposedly hosting, but no tag team match, or do a straight singles match, which he's going to win regardless. But on last night for the NFL draft, same thing tonight. Because the WWE draft, but then the WWE draft continues Monday night on Raw. And then a week from tomorrow, be sure to tune back in for WWE Backlash as well. As we're coming off the heels of WrestleMania. So commercial break on SmackDown, draft continuing. Got a singles match up next, NFL draft, nearing pick 50. We got Backlash coming up, and then Night of Champions, Memorial Day weekend, and then also Money in the Bank. All 3 shows overseas. And then SummerSlam, early August, back here in the States. We just came off of Detroit. Pick another Alabama or Iowa player. Motown hosting the biggest part of the summer. Picks in for the Patriots at 46. 47's Washington. 48. Tampa must have traded up. They did have 50. I mean, they still do. They might. And then 49 is Pittsburgh. So like I said, well, regardless of what the hell's going on SmackDown, care less at that point in time. Well, just a Pittsburgh Steelers fan. We'll see what they do. So, New England here at 46. Knowing Bill Belichick, might have had his dog make this pick for all we know. Went defense in the first round. Made a couple trades, I might add as well. New England's going Keon White from Georgia Tech. So they're going to try to get after Josh Allen and Aaron Rodgers and give Tua another concussion. So he's going to learn the Patriot way, that's for damn sure. So Washington's up next, like I said, then Tampa, Pittsburgh, and then it was supposed to be Tampa, but we'll see who's picking at 50, but we'll go from there. And then, like I said, we'll talk to you. Butch LA Knight here coming up next on SmackDown. Following the first round with Reigns, Rose, Bianca, and Becky. And then the promo there before the main event match later on the night for the tag team titles with Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Jimmy J. Uso. So leave it at that, and we'll go from there. So just once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to social media. Links in the description below. SmackDown comes back. There's the Raw War Room. There's the SmackDown War Room. So they're trying to make it realistic. They're trying to be professional about it. But there's the NXT locker room as well for the NXT Performance Center down in Orlando. First time they've really included NXT in the draft since they brought the draft in a shake-up back in 16. And so yeah, I'm sure that video was, taken here a couple minutes ago. That was for sure recorded earlier or whenever, because if they're overseas, they're 5 hours ahead. Like, they're not going to be up after this. So we'll, like I said, get into that Raw list of eligible superstars to be drafted Monday Night Raw too. So New England's still on the clock, or is that a error? Jartavius Martin goes to Washington at 47. So really, it's Tampa. Yeah, they're behind on the draft ticker on the bottom of the screen. LA Knight, yeah. Dummy, yeah, let me talk to you. This should be a good match. Okay, so Tampa's officially on the clock. Picks in now, so the Steelers are on the clock. And to begin tonight, round 2, believe me, I was sweating there for a little bit. I didn't know what they were going to do because, they had the chance, if they wanted to trade the pick with offers from other teams, but they stood put, and rightfully so. They took Joey Porter Jr. out of Penn State, and he's going to come in. And, yeah, he's going to have a lot to live up to with who his dad is, but, he's also him. So play to his standards. He's not a linebacker, he's a cornerback, okay? But yeah, picks in for the Bucks here, so the Steelers are officially on the clock. Bell rings, match underway. Butch LA Knight, so we'll see what goes on with this match. So, okay, they traded up to 48. Green Bay's now at 50. So the Bucks select Cody Mock, a dude with no front teeth from North Dakota State. Yep. He's going to go from North Dakota State, from playing in the Fargo Dome, down to Tampa, Florida. That's going to be a... He looks like Jensen, I might add, too. That's going to be a change for sure. But in the meantime, the Steelers are on the clock. See what the black and gold do. There's the draft ticker for the WWE on the bottom of your screen now. Reigns, Rhodes, Bianca, and Becky. Only round 1 thus far. Of round 2, 3, and 4. If any more later tonight. Said tomorrow on social media. And then Monday Night on Raw, it'll continue and end. And then we'll have Backlash. And then the roster is going to effect May 8th. Steelers are on the clock here at 49. Took Broderick Jones from Georgia last night, first round. And then also Joey Porter Jr. here to begin the second round tonight. So they've gone SEC Big Ten, had 9 players from each conference picked last night, first round, I might add. Picks in for the Steelers as they'll go to commercial break. So SmackDown going to commercial break in the meantime, so this works out. I can pay full attention to this now. Pittsburgh, last year, of course, heir apparent Ben Roethlisberger with quarterback Kenny Pickett. Year before that, had running back in first round Alabama and Najee Harris. So, of course, found Jalen Warren from Oklahoma State as undrafted free agent last year after the draft. So they don't need a quarterback or running back. Like I said, maybe a decent backup quarterback if they're not going to go, veteran moving forward with Trubisky, as he's gone into that last year, the 2-year deal they signed him. If they could find, a backup quarterback potentially for Pickett late in the draft, or maybe that's next offseason, okay. Really, it's still the offensive line, but they've made a lot of moves in free agency the past couple of years, and that's something they normally don't do. And then you take a lineman already this year, and then you went defense. I mean, they could go either way here, offense, defense. Really don't need a tight end. They have a trio now at wide receiver. I mean, a fourth wouldn't hurt, but the problem is, well, you got to throw the fucking football downfield, for God's sakes. Open up the middle of the field a little bit more. So if I'm Pittsburgh here at 49, I'm thinking they're going defense for sure. Of course, they take the fucking ticker off the screen while commercial break as the pick's in, so might not even get to see it now. I'll have to get caught up when they come back. But defense more so, defensive line, but, linebacker, whether that's an edge rusher. Honestly, I'd like a middle linebacker. Because they just went DB. Maybe they go DB again, help out the secondary some more. But I'm at 49 here, yeah, I'm looking at defense. Because defense wins championships, even with, the league as high-powered as it is now, you got to score points for sure, but you also got to stop your opponent from scoring on you. So, I would think defense here, unless there's somebody they really, really like, and, because they're not going to pick again until 80. That's another 31 picks. That it just makes sense to take them now, because they didn't trade back. Maybe they trade up from 80. Maybe they even trade back from then. But, yeah, I would think Pittsburgh goes defense here. More so than not, D-line, maybe middle linebacker, but maybe they help out the secondary some more even after taking Joey Porter Jr. Right after 7 o'clock tonight. So back to it on SmackDown in the meantime, Butch and LA Knight, but we'll get back to that action in a minute. Steelers on the clock, pick is in. Of course, after round 1, you have rounds 2 through 7. No shit. Okay, they do go defense tackle. Keanu Benton from Wisconsin, 6'4", 310 DT. So you have a former Badger and TJ Watt coming off the edge. Well, why don't you put a former Badger on the inside of them? Yeah, maybe at nose tackle. Have him learn from Cam Hayward a little bit. Get after Burrow, Watson, and Lamar Jackson. They went SEC with Broderick Jones out of Georgia at tackle, and then they go back-to-back in the Big Ten, like Seattle did, with Witherspoon and Jackson Smith and Jigba. Of course, his brother plays for the Pirates, but Pittsburgh goes Broderick Jones, Joey Porter Jr., and then Keanu Benton. So where's Reeves at? Maybe Pittsburgh has the John Wick on the D-line that they've needed for a while. Stop the run, get after the quarterback, some more. Keanu Benton from Wisconsin goes to Pittsburgh at 49. Speaking of Wisconsin, Green Bay on the clock. Pick is in at 50. Rogue Energy is based out of Green Bay, Wisconsin. Luke123 for 10% off. Link in the description below. See who the Packers pick here. Jaden Reed from Michigan State. So they do get a receiver, but it's not going to be for Aaron Rodgers to throw to. It'll be Jordan Love. Because Rodgers, of course, is a New York Jet now. Following the footsteps of Brett Favre. Just hopefully, 15 years from now, he doesn't end up in the same sort of trouble that Favre's in right now. Neither here nor there, or hell, in the meantime, come out of retirement once again and then go play for the fucking Vikings. Because that would be a little eerie if that would happen. They'd literally have the same careers. No, Roger Goodell, the commissioner, he's the one who announces all the picks, but rounds 2 through 7, then they'll have former players or, fans or super fans announce picks as dummy, yeah, let me talk to you. LA Knight picks up the win and defeats Butch Pete Dunne on Friday Night SmackDown. So they say on commentary, Michael Cole and Bad News Wade Barrett, Butch and LA Knight, they're eligible on Raw Monday night to be drafted. So backstage to the Usos with Paul Heyman, Solo standing behind them. Speaking of the people eligible Monday night, as they give the name Bloodline for the Usos and Solo and Heyman, but the Usos really aren't. They are in the Bloodline, but they're not right now because of, being not picked with Reigns and Solo with Heyman to SmackDown, number one. As the Dolphins are on the clock, their picks in. First selection for them in this draft here in 2023 at 51. First overall, because they had to forfeit their first round pick because of the Tampa violation. With Tom Brady, they take Cam Smith, corner out of South Carolina. So, Gamecock now Dolphin. So Heyman talking some sense into the Usos, it looks like, before the tag team title main event match here on SmackDown coming up. Tribal Chief wants you to know, one way or another, only accept the fact tonight is the night, as Heyman hands over the tape to Solo in the meantime for him to tape his hand up. So, oh shit, Rob Van Dam just walked out of the Raw locker room, the Raw War Room, and just as we were saying with who's presenting picks, obviously Rob Van Dam's going to announce for Raw. And, all right, Michael PSA is going to announce for SmackDown. Next will be round 2 of the WWE draft. So they walk out of the war rooms, and the future continues this Monday. WWE draft changing the game. Plus on Raw, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes at Backlash next weekend, but Looks like they'll be face to face on Raw. What will the Beast unleash? So they're staying in Texas, just up the road. Seattle at 52 on the clock, picks in. Who they got? Oh, they took Zach Charbonnet from UCLA. All right, they're going to try to help out their running game a little bit more. That's not a bad pick. Seattle's having a damn good draft. As are a few teams. I don't really think there's, there was 5 teams entering tonight. Miami just picked for the first time. I believe it's, if I'm not mistaken, well, the Rams already picked, but they were one of the 5, as were the 49ers. They've yet to pick. The Browns are in that mix. Denver, I think, as well. Yeah, so it was Miami, Cleveland, Denver, San Fran, and LA, the Rams. Those were the 5 that haven't picked. Still a couple that haven't picked, but Miami just picked. Seattle's having a good draft, I think. Steeler fan, I'm liking the draft they're having. What I'm getting at is, I think there's more teams right now. Of course, still got to rest the night and all day tomorrow to go through, get into draft recap after the weekend. There's a lot of teams having damn good drafts. There's not really anybody that sticks out just yet that, having a bad draft, so to say. But same point in time, it's still hypothetical because, drafting players is one thing, playing is another, and play execution, helping your team win games is another on top of that. So, yeah, we'll see how the draft continues here, but WWE round 2 coming up for their respective draft here tonight, beginning on SmackDown. I was expecting to see Rob Van Dam. Maybe he'll draft Matt Riddle to Raw, or maybe they'll have some sort of hookup and take a little trip to the high life. But yeah, they're trying to keep it realistic. They're trying to keep it professional. It still is, pro wrestling, sports entertainment. It does change the game, if you will, shake things up a little bit. It is, a little corny, though, for them to have a draft of some sorts. But they got to do something to, shake shit up. But that's what I was saying earlier. Like, nothing tops the NFL draft in regards of drafts in professional sports. Like, baseball, basketball, and hockey, nowhere fucking close to the NFL. And then you have, like, WWE, because you don't see the UFC having a draft, and then, of course, now you have the merger with Endeavor and all that. But why don't you have this jackass announce some picks? Why am I not a part of that? I didn't get a call. That's news to me, buddy. Come on, man. Oh, well. No, of course, yeah, there's spring football ongoing right now. XFL, USFL. Really haven't watched a hell of a lot of that this year. But, SmackDown back live on the air, and the WWE draft continues. So, Rob Van Dam actually coming out to his entrance music too, and rightfully so. Why the hell not? Yeah. RVD gonna announce for Raw, and then Michael P.S. Hayes for SmackDown. They do give him the SmackDown graphic. So, Bad Boys, Bad Street USA, Michael PSA's the Freebirds, Knuckles. They do a little hint to NXT here, it looks like. Do a side-by-side with the picture-in-picture. Might have an NXT call-up here in round 2, it looks like. WWE Draft, second round begins. Montez Ford, Angelo Dawkins staying together as a tag team. The Street Profits going to Friday Night SmackDown. So Bianca's on SmackDown. Of course, Montez and Bianca married. They'll keep all of them together. Who's RVD going to pick for Raw? NFL Draft continues in the meantime once again. It's got to be Matt Riddle, right? RVD chant from the crowd. He says, fantastic to see you too. Us fans in the crowd. Ready for this? Raw selects Ludwig Kaiser, Giovanni Vinci, and Gunther, who is the Intercontinental Champion. So they're going to switch the women's titles, and they're going to switch the mid-card titles. Imperium's going to Raw, Gunther's on Raw, so that means Austin Theory is going to be on SmackDown as the United States Champion, it looks like. So they are really switching it up. They are. I mean, it was sort of getting a little stale there, with, a few people being on this brand for so damn long. SmackDown selects. This is big. WWE Hall of Famer. The Rated R Superstar Edge is going to be on SmackDown. And seemingly his final run in the company these next couple months, he's going to be back on SmackDown. Place he hasn't been since he's returned to the company a couple years ago. He's been on Raw. RVD up next. What do you got? Raw selects the original bro, Matt Riddle. Let's roll one up. So he just returned right after WrestleMania. He's in a 6-man tag next week in a Backlash. You got to have Orton come back sometime soon if he's healthy. They got to finish off what they had going with Arcade Bro. Oh, that is the rest of the second round. Street Profits, Imperium, so tag teams with an Edge and Matt Riddle. SmackDown Raw, respectively. So that's round 2. What do we got coming up for action? Well, here come the Street Profits. Chargers at 54, picks in. I think I missed a couple picks there. So we'll have to look up that. And then we'll go from there. There's Mel Kiper Jr. A what match right now, Michael Cole? Bell rings. A triple threat tag team match. All right. Chargers going to take at 54. I think he's putting down Kansas City. As the Broncos and the Raiders should too, since they're all in KC up against the Chiefs. Trash talking while you can. Chargers select Tuli Paluto from USC. Hopefully I didn't butcher that, but I believe I did. So he's going to stay in SC. From USC to an LA Charger. He'll stay in Southern California. All right, Street Profits wearing blue. They're on SmackDown now. And this is a triple threat tag team match coming up, they said. They want the smoke. They've been wanting it for a while. One and only Ricochet. Strowman wrestling? He supposedly has a concussion. He's going to be driving in the rain sometime this weekend. Yeah, Braun's coming out, so obviously he's cleared. He's fine. You know, screw all the reports. So, Street Profits, Ricochet, and Strowman. Who's the third team? Remember, they got put together as a tag team because of some Twitter beef. I doubt, even though they should, have them turn, but... Okay, the LWO is coming out here. Well, really, it's Legado del Fantasma, But they got the LWO back together with Rey Mysterio in charge. Of course, he's still dealing with Dominic. But, I mean, I guess to get the pop, to get them over, rather than Legado del Fantasma, they're going to call him the LWO. So, for what it's worth. I get with Ray and all that, but then, you don't need to, shove this down our throats. But they're going to. So, get caught up on the NFL draft here real quick. The past couple picks. As the bell rings, triple threat tag team match underway. Street Profits, Strowman, Ricochet, and Legado del Fantasma. Jaden Reed went to Green Bay at 50. Cam Smith to Miami at 51. Zach Charbonnet was the last one I saw at 52, Seattle. Gervin Dexter, DT from D-Tackle. Why did I say DT? I read it as it says in this damn internet. Jesus Christ. Gervin Dexter, defensive tackle from Florida, went to Chicago. And then Thule stays in SC as a Charger. The Chiefs just took a receiver. So Mahomes has another weapon to throw to Rashee Rice from SMU. Jags, Giants, Cowboys, Bills, and Bengals, along with the Bears, Eagles, and Lions, they all round out the second round. And then the Bears have the 64th overall pick to begin the third round. Third round goes from 64 to 102. Because there's some compensatory picks at the end of the third round. So, about midway through SmackDown here, got a triple threat tag team match. Commercial break on ESPN, I might add as well, for the NFL draft. So, chat questions and comments, super chat, super sticker, super like, super thanks. Always greatly appreciated as well. Like, follow, subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Be sure to use the promo code Luke, LUKE123 for 10% off Rogue Energy. Link in the description below for that as well. But just as always, thanks for tuning in and watching. We'll get back to the action shortly. Well, sorry. I mean, tampering's tampering. You could have had the chance if that didn't happen. Even if you're still here listening or not, I said what I said. So, I mean, no doubt about it, one of the most basic names. I know you can relate to that, but, I mean, it's a copycat league. You see what teams are doing in free agency and the draft, and then, other teams in the division, other teams in the conference, the whole entire league, just trying to basically keep up, counteract what everybody else is doing. Whether that's an exact copy or something similar. Name the games to win. You play to win the game, you know. But these mid rounds and the late rounds of the draft is where you find, chunkier team. And then undrafted rookie free agents. And then, like I was saying last night, like, we're not going to know for a couple years at least, if not longer. Good pick here, good pick there, bad pick, total bust, or just average, or like you're just not going to know until they play. Yeah, you can watch all this tape, but it's practice makes perfect. Practice, talking about practice. What you do on the field on game day is what matters. So, there's the Chiefs pick. So Bears, Giants, the other teams as mentioned, round out the second round here. But you might find some of the best players on your team tonight. Yeah, round one's good. Thursday night. Friday night's a good night for the draft. Rounds 2 and 3. I mean, I always liked it under the old format. It was rounds 1 and 2 on Saturday and then 3 through 7 on Sunday. But then they, went 3 days with it, and first round and prime time on Thursday night, and then, Friday and Saturday as it has been. You're going to find some gems. Second, third, fourth, fifth round. I mean, look at Tom Brady. It's a fucking 6th round pick, for God's sakes, okay? Like, end the story. I don't need to say more. 1, 2, kick out. Prince Puma kicks out. There's more draft results down the bottom screen. The draft ticker. Yep. Triple threat tag team match on SmackDown continues. Reigns tweeted something. Acknowledge me. I'm number one. Number one at everything. Well, Bears gonna pick. As Devin Hester walks to the podium, try to race him. You're gonna lose. Bear down. The Bears take Tyreek Stevenson from Miami. Hester, former Kane, I might add as well, so I'm sure he liked picking that. Giants, Cowboys, and then who else did I say to 62 to end the second round? Bills, Bengals, Bears, Eagles, and Lions to 64, excuse me. And then the Bears, well, they just picked, and they got a couple more picks coming up here. Strowman, Ricochet going to win this? Or the Street Profits going to somehow, some way find a way to win this, being the new draft pick SmackDown? Bears like the Southeast, from Tennessee to Florida. Picks in here for the Giants, so Big Blue. Speaking of Big Blue, on SmackDown 1, 2, 3. And the Street Profits do in fact pick up the win. Pinning Ricochet, actually. Defeating Braun Strowman, Ricochet, and Legado del Fantasma, part of the LWL. Giants gonna pick John Michael Schmitz. Not John Michael Montgomery or John Jingleheimer Schmidt. But John Michael Schmitz from Minnesota. So they just extended Danny Dimes at quarterback, who he's got himself a new center. Golden Gopher, now a Giant. Bad Bunny, a competitor at Backlash, they say. Yeah, go back to Raw this past week with him showing up to end the show, calling out Damian Priest, wants him in a street fight, so that's what it's going to be. So they're going to promote Backlash for next weekend. It'll be a big match, just because of being Bad Bunny. I mean, the best match, though, on the card is going to be Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes. And then probably the six-man tag. You know, Priest is going to carry Bunny. And he can go, but Priest is going to do the brunt of the work in a singles match. So we were thinking it was going to be a tag team match with Ray and Bad Bunny up against Priest and Dom Mysterio, but they go singles match. So how about them Cowboys, says Drew Pearson. Cowboys going to select here at 58. I'm sure he's giving what Willie Brown would always say for Mother's Day coming up, about flowers and Happy Mother's Day. But yeah, how about them Cowboys, says Drew Pearson. And reminding everybody they're 5-time Super Bowl champs. But well, let me tell you something. The Steelers and Patriots are 6-time Super Bowl champs. And the Cowboys haven't fucking won a playoff game up until this past year, first time in 30 years. Haven't fucking won a Super Bowl in almost 28, 30 years. They take Luke Shoemaker from Michigan, tight end. So maybe yeah, that should work out for them. As I've said past couple years, even last night, they really haven't had it. Dalton Schultz is okay, but haven't had a good tight end since Jason Witten. Bad Bunny on SmackDown next week, of course, because SmackDown's in Puerto Rico next Friday night, I might add as well. And then Backlash next Saturday, so. JBL going to announce some picks for SmackDown coming up. All right, who's announcing picks for Raw? Teddy Long, holla holla. And he gives a nod to the card because whoever that is going to have to go one-on-one with The Undertaker. Maybe a tag team match, for all we know. All right, so they're allowing so-and-so to announce picks. Bills pick is in. They took a tight end in the first round. Just have the Cowboys take a tight end here. Let's see who Buffalo takes. Maybe they go for another weapon for Josh Allen. Maybe a running back. They need a running game, but knowing Sean McDermott, they'll go defense here. So double commercial break, but picks in here for the Bills in the meantime. No, but the list for Raw Monday night, as I was saying, this draft will continue. As everybody eligible for the draft tonight on SmackDown, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, they've both been drafted. Bobby Lashley, Candice LeRae, along with Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville. Cody's been drafted. Got all of Damage Control, Dexter, Dolph, Drew McIntyre, Edge on SmackDown, Hit Row, Imperium to Raw. Lacey Evans, Riddle's staying on Raw as well. Maximum Male Models, Mustafa Ali, Natalia Omos, Shinsuke Nakamura, the Bloodline, which they consider just the Bloodline, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa with Paul Heyman, Usos by themselves. They're in the main event match about an hour, less than that actually. SmackDown will be wrapping up in about an hour. It'll be the Usos challenging Sami KO in a WrestleMania rematch. Miz also on the list for tonight, along with the Club. Street Profits on SmackDown now, Viking Raiders, and then select NXT Superstars. Still haven't an NXT Superstars picked, but round 3 coming up here shortly. And then on Monday Night Raw, here's the list for everybody eligible Monday Night on Raw. You got Akira Tozawa, Alpha Academy, Angel Garza, Asuka, Austin Theory, who's going to go to SmackDown because Imperium, with Gunther as the Intercontinental Champion, he's on Raw. Theory is the United States Champion. Triple threat match at Backlash next week, but Theory is going to be on SmackDown. Baron Corbin, Strowman and Ricochet, Lesnar, Bronson Reed, Cedric and Shelton. They'll be drafted in the main event. Charlotte, Dana Brooke also to the kickoff pre-show. Elias, Emma, Johnny Wrestling, Gargano, all of Judgment Day, Cross, Owens and Zayn. Let me talk to you. LA Knight. I got Liv and Raquel as the women's tag team champions. Nikki Cross, Piper Niven. Rhea Ripley is going to be on Raw as the Raw women's champion now, it looks like, because Bianca's on SmackDown as the SmackDown women's champion. They'll switch those titles up, you know what I'm saying. Rick Boogs, Riddick Moss, Ronda and Shayna, Seth Rollins, seemingly, along with Cody Rhodes, going to be the first new World Heavyweight Champion at Night of Champions next month, among a few others once again. Shotzi, Tamina, Tegan Nox, all the Brawling Brutes, the LWO, New Day, Usos, Trish, Xia Li, and then more NXT superstars. So here comes JBL. They're in Texas, and ding, 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 ding. We're on Wall Street. But holla, holla, holla. Teddy Long coming out here in a second. Yeah, Michael Cole, you're not the greatest athlete ever. No. Yeah, Teddy Long. Holla, holla. A lot of SmackDown history with these two, for sure, yeah. First pick, third round, 2023 NFL WWE draft, excuse me. Bobby Lashley gonna be on SmackDown for the first time since, well, he was United States champion back in the day, and he's in that triple threat next weekend against Theory and Bronson Reed, so Lashley could win the U.S. title, be on SmackDown. Theory could stay on Raw. That'd be given away beforehand, though. Raw gonna select Drew McIntyre. All right. So Drew been on SmackDown for quite a while. He has. He's gonna be on Raw. It's the first time they've really said anything about him recently, because contract situation. SmackDown's getting the club too sweet. AJ Styles is back. So maybe have AJ and Reigns. So they're getting the club back together. Meech and Mia Yim. So Styles, of course, he got hurt around Christmas, broke his ankle, hasn't been seen since. But Styles, Gallows, and Anderson. The Miz going to Raw. All right. Teddy Long, of course, doesn't know how to talk in the fucking mic, but that's neither here nor there. Miz going to Raw. I had a Florida Gator, I believe, go to Buffalo. And then now Michigan Wolverine is going to Cincinnati. And we're about to wrap up the second round here. But the third round, the WWE draft, has Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles, and the Club, along with The Miz, who's awesome. And now here comes Zelina Vega. We just had the LWO out there. Legado del Fantasma with the triple threat tag team match. That was won by the Street Profits, but here comes Zelina. She's going to wrestle tonight. She's going to wrestle on TV for the first time. Sonya getting the fucking jobber entrance already in the ring. So Zelina's definitely winning this match. Chelsea Green's ringside in front of the announce table wearing some green leprechaun outfit, it looks like, from a distance. Well, then, yeah, Zelina's going to be a part of Backlash, it looks like, next week. Yeah, because she is going to challenge Rhea for the SmackDown Women's title. But, see, they got a dilemma now. Got these women's titles matches, Backlash. You have the winners, but then afterwards, you're going to have to fucking basically strip or have them change hands and become the new champs. Even though they're the champs already, they're just, because Bianca's on SmackDown. She's the Raw Women's Champion. So she'll become the SmackDown Women's Champion. And then, Rhea's a SmackDown Women's Champion, but she's going to be going to Raw because Zelina ain't fucking beating her. Even if she does, she'll lose it right back to her. Unless they do something long-term with the Judgment Day and the LWO. Yeah, Chelsea Green ringside wearing a green bucket hat. So Zelina, Sonya Deville one-on-one here on SmackDown to quiet the crowd down. Looks like piss break. No offense, but piss break. But yeah, so they're switching the women's titles. They're going to switch the mid-card titles. Reigns on SmackDown as the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. He's not MJF. He's not better than you know it by any means as the AEW World Heavyweight Champion. But Roman Reigns is in fact the big dog tribal chief, sits at the table, who we shall acknowledge. He's been on God mode, and we the ones throw him up. But then the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship, Big Gold, they're bringing it back for the first time since 2014. A little bit different, looks different design-wise, has 3 WWE logos on it. Very similar to what it was. I mean, all it is a gold championship title. It does have a little look, though. It's not as dark gold as the Intercontinental title, but it sort of looks like that, I think, along with the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Even though somebody told me, the AEW one's a little stretched out, which, yeah, is true. But, at least they have, because the problem's been, you don't have fucking one world title. And Reigns is the guy. Well, you either need to split them or insert a new one. Well, they don't split them. They insert a new one by bringing an old one back, and that's the World Heavyweight Championship. So that'll be on Monday Night Raw with Reigns on SmackDown. Who wins that? Well, seemingly Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, among a few others once again. I know I said that a couple times, but it's true. It's really just, I'm saying it right now because it's really just going to depend on what the rosters look like after this WWE draft, and then, what happens next weekend at Backlash, and then also who's at first in contention for that world title at Night of Champions Memorial Day weekend, a month from now. So, still a lot to figure out, but that's why we got to watch, so I'll leave it at that. But Zelina rolls up Sonya, Jags on the clock. Speaking of AEW, pick is in, and they're going to select as Rhea's going to attack Zelina from behind. Sonya gonna help out Zelina for whatever reason, even after she just beat her ass. And then Rhea attacks her, but that's to make Rhea look strong. Rhea gonna stare down Chelsea Green now, but she's gonna run away. Oh shit, Brenton Strange is going to Jacksonville. Penn State's tight end. That's a good pick. That's a weapon for Trevor Lawrence to throw to. He's a good tight end. He is. Him and Theo Johnson, you know, they've come and gone here and there. Yeah, he is a little bit better as a blocker. There's the play right before halftime, week 1 last year against Purdue that really, you think about it, was one of, if not the play of the game, because they don't have that touchdown then. You know, the game-winning touchdown they had to beat the Boilermakers would have been to cut the lead, and then they still would have been, you know, down on time and would have started 0-1 when they, you know, started undefeated once again, lost, and then won the Rose Bowl, and Penn State's your 2023 Rose Bowl champions. So, 2 blue and white Lions taking the night here. From Joey Porter Jr. to Brenton Strange. Texans on the clock. Pick is in here. Will be the next to last pick in the second round, and then we'll begin the third round. Got Houston, Denver, and then Chicago begins the third round. And we go back-to-back with Penn Staters. Juice Shrugs goes to Houston. So he's going to block for a former Ohio State Buckeye quarterback now in C.J. Stroud. So, all right, we are Penn State. He can play anywhere on the line for you. He can. He's going to be inside, though, you would think, whether it's at center or right or left guard. But if you needed to put him out of tackle, you can. But, yeah, he won the Remington Award. He was on the watch list for Nation's Best Guard. Houston's having a good draft, too. They are. Ohio State, Alabama, Penn State. Can't go wrong there. Broncos pick is in. Their first pick coming up here down the second round, and then we'll begin the third round. But we go back-to-back with Penn Staters to begin the second round and to end the second round. Even though Will Levis had transferred out, he was right here in Happy Valley for a short time before he went to Kentucky. And that's really what got him to the NFL, you know, because if he would have stayed at Penn State, you know, and then them using him as they did in the Wildcat formation, they just, you know, did utilize him right, you know, and okay, Clifford, you know, won all the games he did, but, you know, when Levis got to Kentucky, that's when he started really airing it out and, you know, really started making a name for himself. He goes to Tennessee. So Joey Porter goes to Pittsburgh. Will Levis goes to Tennessee, out of Penn State and Kentucky. So back-to-back Penn Staters there, and then just back-to-back Penn Staters in the AFC South with the Jags and Texans with Brenton Strange and Juice Shrugs. Broncos making a three-peat to end the second round here. They take Marvin Mims Jr., a wide receiver from Norman, Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner. So that's a weapon for, of course, Russell Wilson to throw to. This draft's, like I said last night, round 1 was pretty damn good. Tonight, second round there, pretty damn good too. Third round now underway. Bears on the clock. And we'll go from 64 to 102 officially. And then round 4 begins tomorrow, and we'll end the draft then tomorrow night after round 7. WWE draft continues on SmackDown, though. In the meantime, continues on Monday Night Raw Monday night, so be sure to tune in for that. And then also next Saturday for WWE Backlash. And be sure to subscribe, stay up to date, notification bell next to it as well. Zelina picked up the win. Now she's backstage talking with Santos Escobar. There's Ray. I mean, they are in the LWO's neck of woods. Don't speak Spanish, so I don't know what he said. So round 3's underway. Bears on the clock. So it took about 2 hours for the second round. Take almost 3 for the third round. There's more picks. But then you have less time to choose. All right. Back to SmackDown. And AJ Styles is back. Too sweet. First time AJ's been seen since he broke his ankle in Chocolate World right after Christmas. He's got the beard, the club back together. Finn's a part of Judgment Day, of course. But there's Gallows, there's Anderson. They really haven't done much, since AJ was hurt. But good to see him back. There's Mia Yim as well. So they're just sort of going to pick up where they left off with. All right. See who's coming out to them. Because they're ready to rock. They're ready to fight, looks like. Might be cutting a promo. Somebody might come out and interrupt them. Yeah, AJ's on the mic. And I'm sure he's happy about his Georgia Bulldogs. Back-to-back national champions and a lot of more draft picks. And he was drafted to SmackDown. So he might be coming after Roman Reigns for all we know. Of course, you have Nakamura, you have Lashley. So AJ was going to talk, but then gets cut off. Here come the Viking Raiders. So we'll have a tag team match here, it looks like, with Gallows and Anderson and the Viking Raiders. The Vikings have had a couple picks. The Raiders have had a couple of picks like that as well. But Valhalla, as there's Mia Yim. Viking Raiders need for 6-man or 8-man, somebody else to go up against AJ. Unless AJ says, I'm getting out of this. Whoa, hold on. Good to see AJ back. Phenomenal One is back after injury. Come out to pick a fight. 4 against 3. Yeah, smarter than you look. Yeah, AJ's going to back up and, hey, you guys go at it. We'll have a 6-man mixed tag, maybe a basic tag team match with Gallows and Anderson and the Viking Raiders. But you handle your business. All right, yeah, 6-person mixed tag. Gallows and Anderson and Mia Yim along with the Viking Raiders and Valhalla, of course, Sarah Logan. But they're just going to beat up the Viking Raiders. They're going to fucking send them on their way and put them on Raw, it looks like. Or at least just beat them up and they stand tall. SmackDown. We've just started. Too sweet. So they just, all right. Strong, powerful statement. That's all that is. Good to see AJ back for sure. Yeah. Oh, now he's going to hit Styles Clash. Off top rope, Styles Clash on the Viking Raiders. So a broken ankle from right after Christmas to late April, so 4 months, 5 months. And the Viking Raiders, no, they don't want none. Did Mia Yim have some plastic surgery done? There's HBK, Shawn Michaels coming out of SmackDown's War Room. Yeah, did Mia Yim get her tits done? DX, there's Road Dogg. So where's Daddy Ass at? Oh, he was on Rampage earlier tonight, I think. So, scissor me. Oh, you didn't know? We got 2 words for you, and yeah, suck it. Commercial break. And Batman's in the Flash movie coming out this summer. Oh shit. Batman, says Michael Keaton. But Ben Affleck was in that too. The Flash. June 16th. Looks pretty damn good. So the next round, seemingly the 4th and final round tonight of the WWE draft coming up next. We're having some members at DX make selections. Of course, Triple H started it. Of course, he's in charge of creative, but then, yeah, Daddy Ass, Billy Gunn and company is in AEW. But then Shawn Michaels and then Road Dogg. Rest in peace, China. But yeah, there'll have more picks coming up next. About 40 minutes left to SmackDown. And then we'll sign off for the night and then see everybody Monday and next Saturday. So break it down. And D Generation X. Their last scene on Raw 30. Where's the badass Billy Gunn at? But yeah, they're going to announce more picks here. Got 2 words for you. Well, they'll end it with, hey, if you're not down with that, with these next 4 picks, you know, we got 2 words for you. Suck it. First pick, 4th round, SmackDown selects in the 2023 WWE Draft. Bayley, Dakota Kai, Io Sky, all Damage Control on SmackDown. So Bayley gonna go after Michael Cole. Ding dong, hello. And then Raw selects. Shinsuke Nakamura. So, alright, good to see Nakamura on Raw. He's really always been on SmackDown. You know? Yeah, you add Cody, Seth, Nakamura to the world title picture. Oh, it's going to be an NXT person. SmackDown. The NXT Women's Tag Team Champion. Alba Fire, and I don't watch NXT anymore, so I don't know who these fucking people are for the most part. I quit watching it when they fucking made it all kiddish, cartoonish, you know, Bob Ross, Nickelodeon 2.0 shit. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the NXT SmackDown Women's Champions, they're on SmackDown now. So they'll probably work with Damage Control, I'd have to think. They'd work with Bayley, Dakota, and Io. If you didn't like that last one, you're not going to like this next one. So Raw's getting somebody from NXT here too. Indy Hartwell's going to Raw. She has a broken right foot though, it looks like. So the NXT Women's and NXT Women's Tag Team Champions going to Raw and SmackDown. All right. So maybe Dexter on Raw then too. Maybe they get the Way back together. Have Johnny Gargano and Candice also on Raw too. We'll see. That can't be the rest of the draft tonight. They have another fucking round. They're going to end the draft with all women and Nakamura. Even though he'd be fine with them, but now they go to NXT for an update on everybody there. And there's fucking Apollo Crews just sitting there. Talk about falling from fucking face of the earth. Alright. Are they going to get attacked? That's what I has written all over it. Yeah, don't think you're taking those tag team titles with you. So they'll have a women's tag team championship match on NXT next week, and then they'll drop the titles and be up on SmackDown. Sydney Brown gets drafted out of Illinois to, as Caleb Braxton's now backstage with an interview. Nakamura getting interviewed. He's going to be on Raw. Yeah. So excited. He really hasn't done much in the company the past year. Cross, of course, going to attack him and beat him up backstage. So Cross going to be on Raw then too? Because Cross has been on SmackDown since Triple H brought him back into the company late last summer. So that would make sense. There's Scarlett. So yeah, Cross and Scarlett probably going to be on Raw too, I'd have to think. You could add him probably to the list of people in the world title picture. There's the Usos backstage. Okay, the third round, Zach Pickens goes to the Bears. Tyler Steen, not Kevin Steen, but Tyler Steen goes to the Eagles. And then Sydney Brown also goes to the Eagles. So they went back-to-back at 65 and 66. Lions, Broncos, Rams, and Raiders round out 70. Drew Sanders goes to Denver, so obviously we just missed Detroit. And they got, speaking of Steen, Tyler Steen, to Philly at 65. Sydney Brown to Philly at 66. Oh, they flip-flopped. Drew Sanders to Denver at 67. Detroit's picking at 68. Rams 69, Raiders 70, and then go from 70 to 102 for the third round, as mentioned. So Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, they're going to give a half hour to a WrestleMania main event rematch here on SmackDown tonight. All right, hell yeah. So the draft is officially over then, unless they have one final one, at the end, which I highly doubt, because then they got 3 hours of TV on Raw to fill Monday night for the draft continuing there, as this is the main event. So yeah, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Sami KO defending their undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships against Jimmy and Jay Uso, the Usos, in a WrestleMania 39 main event rematch here next in the main event of Friday Night SmackDown during night one of the WWE draft. So they'll fade to black, go to commercial break, and we'll get back to the action shortly. And that'll do it for SmackDown. We'll continue to watch the draft here in the NFL, I might add, as well, as Denver went to two states who sort of hate each other, Arkansas and Oklahoma. And the Broncos take a former Sooner and a former Hog. Marvin Mims and Drew Sanders. The Lions on the clock, picks in. So the Rams on the clock, followed by the Raiders. So leave it at that. There's not really much else to be said. So go from there.
The future belongs to everyone, so let's gear up for it with an SUV like the Ford Bronco Sport. It has a terrain management system with 5 standard built modes, so you can go over any type of terrain. Plus, 4x4 capability is standard across the entire lineup. Be adventure ready with Ford Bronco Sport. Now, get a Bronco Sport with 0% financing for 48 months, only from your neighborhood Ford store.
Lions take Hendon Hooker from Tennessee, so he's going to come in and back up Jared Goff, the quarterback. All right. Have a Backlash press conference next Friday before SmackDown and before Backlash. All right. We'll see if they have one afterwards, as they have. Maybe not, though. Draft going to continue on Monday, though, and then have SmackDown and Backlash in Puerto Rico, and then the rosters come into effect May 8th, and then we'll be on the road to Night of Champions. So, okay, now they're going to show the highlight of the new WWE World Heavyweight Championship being reintroduced. Yep. So Reigns is going to stay on SmackDown as the Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. But then Raw is going to have the World Heavyweight title. I think they're going to have some sort of tournament, as they've had for that title before. You know, and then, of course, the finals then would be at Night of Champions, whether that's a singles match, a triple threat, a fatal four-way, you know. Yeah. Yeah, they do announce Raw and SmackDown Superstars going to battle it out. Be on both. And then there's SmackDown draft picks for tonight. Yeah, so they are going to have a tournament for the World Heavyweight title to crown a new champion. Draft going to continue tomorrow on the SmackDown Lowdown on the WWE Network on Peacock. And then continues on Raw Monday night. All right. Raw draft picks from tonight, I might add too. Yeah. Raw is going to get more people on probably tomorrow and on Monday. Of course, you got 3 hours to fill there. SmackDown got more tonight, it seems like. Just by looking at the graphic for a 2-hour show. But next week on SmackDown, I have Nakamura and Cross. All right. So maybe they finish this before Nakamura goes to Raw. Cross might stay on SmackDown, but maybe they continue on Raw because Nakamura is on Raw. Also next week on SmackDown, they'll have the Club against the Viking Raiders. Tag team match with Gallows and Anderson and Eric and Ivar. And then also next week on SmackDown, Bad Bunny. Of course, he's going to be at Backlash then next weekend too. Texans took a receiver who's going to stay in Houston, Texas, because he was a Cougar. Now he's a Texan. Owens and Zayn have been in the ring this whole entire time, I might add, yelling, "Come on, let's go." So, yeah, okay, give it a half hour for the start of the entrances, but it's already 20 till. So here come the Usos, and they've been down since day one. So we'll have a 20-minute main event match here on SmackDown and the WrestleMania rematch for the Undisputed Tag Team titles. Raiders out to make their next pick. Who are the Silver and Black going to take? They could have the Usos win, but I think it would only be to split the titles. To have them be on Raw, if they're going to tease that, have Reigns and Solo on SmackDown, have the Usos on Raw, but then maybe have them just win the SmackDown tag titles, have Owens and Zayn keep the Raw titles, and then have them be on Raw. You know, who knows? Probably keep them together because they're not necessarily limited on tag teams, but at least worthy enough. I mean, it'd bulk up, you know, it'd space stuff out, but it'd also run it down real quick too, you know. So we'll see what they do. Raiders. Not Bryce Young, but Byron Young from Alabama. So no confusion, no Bryce Young to Vegas. He's in Carolina as a Panther. Byron Young from Alabama goes to Sin City. Main event match to begin here. Usos attack Owens and Zayn as the bell rings. And here we go for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships. Sami KO, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and Jimmy J. Uso, the Usos. They'll give it 20 minutes. And then that's SmackDown. And then the draft will continue, they said, this weekend, and which will be on digital. But then on Monday Night Raw. So we'll tune in then, so be sure to tune back in. We'll update everything, you know, when time is right with full draft results, and then we'll go from there. And then WWE Backlash is next weekend. So match begins here. They'll give us some time. Go to break. Maybe 2 breaks, but I think one probably right there before, between 9. Well, match continues. Okay, they're going to go to break now. So they might take 2. Yeah, it's 20 till. They'll take 2 breaks here. Get back to it here shortly, and then take another one right before 10 till, between 9:45 and 9:50, and then go home with it. Keandre Miller, running back from TCU, goes to New Orleans. Saint. Cardinals are up next, followed by the Rams. But that's where we sit for the NFL and the WWE draft here tonight. Shoosh, please. Thank you. Back to it on SmackDown. Tag made. Yeah, here comes Jey Uso, the right-hand man of the Tribal Chief. They're going to dedicate this victory if they win to Reigns, winning back the tag team titles, but we'll see what they do here. Hashtag tag team titles. Got some upcoming live events, as of course they're overseas right now with some Raw superstars. SmackDown Live here tonight in the States, and then come back, finish the draft, and then we'll go to Puerto Rico for Backlash next weekend, and then on the road to Night of Champions, which will be in Saudi, and then Money in the Bank, July the 1st, in the UK, and then, like I said earlier, SummerSlam here in the States in August. So Owens trying to tag in Sami Zayn. Yep, here comes Sammy. Sammy will clothesline on Jey. Off the ropes. Sammy in control here of the Usos. Throws them both over the top rope ringside. And now he's going to fly. As they're set. Here we go. Sammy over the top rope and takes out the Usos. Cardinals take Garrett Williams from Syracuse. Giants and the Browns for the first time going to pick. Coming up shortly. Owens fixing his left boot. So Sammy's trying to buy some time. He's, in a 2-on-1 handicap match right now for the most part because Owens down there. Hopefully he's not hurt. Owens is sitting there on the floor, back up against the steel chairs. I don't know if that was sweat he was wiping or tears he was wiping away, but his left foot, his left ankle, he was messing with it. Fixing his boot, tying his boot. I don't know what he was doing. Hopefully he's not hurt. That would suck. Unless he's just trying to, get rested up and, he's waiting for his cue to, get back in the match. Giant's going to pick here. Whoa. Whoa. Oh. A little wardrobe malfunction there. Jalen Hyatt, wide receiver from Tennessee, goes to New York. So the Giants are going heavy with offense. Protection, weapons. Yeah, Sammy pulled Jay's pants from behind as he was, running towards the ropes. And yeah, I had a little miscommunication. Had a little, almost gone wrong. If he would have pulled on a little bit more, and he probably would pull his pants all the fucking down. But Jey Uso, in the meantime, kicks Sammy out of the ring. They fade to black, go to the final commercial break here, as thought. And then Owens, in the meantime, was getting back up on the ring apron, getting back into the corner to tag back in. So hopefully he's okay. But the tag team match in the meantime continues. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully he's not hurt, and then hopefully we don't, see anything we're not supposed to see. But yeah, that was a close call for sure. That was a very close call. Browns picking for the first time in the 2023 NFL Draft. They hosted the draft a couple years ago. Actually attended that, along with visiting the Pro Football Hall of Fame, so be sure to check out that video. And this Friday, actually, 2 years ago, that was that very weekend. That's when Reigns introduced his new theme song and that he's used ever since. Yeah. Who's going to the dog pound? Cedric Tillman. Well, they go back to back on wide receivers from Tennessee now. So they're getting some weapons for Deshaun Watson now. Atlanta, New England, along with the Rams, the Packers, the Colts, and then the Steelers again. So we're going to start with the Steelers. We're going to end this with the Steelers, it looks like, for tonight's stream with the WWE Draft on Friday Night SmackDown, and then, of course, the NFL Draft continuing. So I wouldn't be surprised if Pittsburgh trades it, because after 80, they don't have any picks until the 7th round tomorrow. Picks 241 and 251. They have nothing in the 4th, 5th, or 6th round. So there's going to be a lot of players that, of course, go in the meantime. So they better have, better take somebody they really like here, 3rd round. They think can, fit in right away, or, I mean, they signed a lot of players, but then, okay, see who's there at the end of the draft, but then sign some, undrafted rookie free agents, as, everybody will, but just, players that they think are great. It's all about the system. It is. And if it doesn't fit, it ain't going to work out. So Owens back in the match. He's going to go up top. He seems fine. Yeah, he was just fine. Well, he's in some pain, it looks like. He's going to fight through it, though. I think there might be something up with his left foot, his left ankle. Hopefully he's not hurt, but that's what he was messing with ringside. And then until, he just came back into this match, he was out for a good probably 10 minutes. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he's limping. It might even be his left knee, because he has, as Owens is going to go up top, swanton, cover, 1, 2, kick out. He even has the knee brace exposed. You can see his actual knee there. It's not swelled up or anything like that, but Heyman's on the phone in the meantime backstage, and Heyman smiles to Solo, so Solo's going to get involved in this match. This is awesome, chant. Tonight is your night, says Paul Heyman to Solo. So Solo going to go out and help the Usos win, or is he going to really put himself with Reigns and then screw over the Usos? Of course, Sammy and Kevin retain, pop-up powerbomb, 1, 2, break up. And then you have tension in the bloodline. Usos go to Raw. And then that's the thing. People are saying, well, this person or that person for Reigns to put up. It's Solo. He's the one long term that, rather than Jay or Jimmy to turn, it's Solo. It is Solo to get that rub, and to potentially, I wouldn't necessarily win a title, but Owens with a stunner, cover, 1, 2, kick out. We got 5 minutes. 5 minutes left of SmackDown, and you can tell Owens is in pain. He's limping on his left leg. He's trying not to put any weight on unless he absolutely has to. So hopefully he's okay. But he's still pulling through, going to finish the match, and that's that. Show a couple replays here, but Solo's coming out here in a second. Solo's going to get involved in this finish. He's either going to help the Usos or he's going to screw them. Crowd on their feet. So Solo walks out. Owens is limping. He's holding that left leg. I think it's more of his left knee than it is his left foot or ankle, but it might be his shin. There's Riddle. Riddle's coming out attacking Solo. Of course, this leads to the 6-man tag. Then next weekend at Backlash, they're going to fight through the side there, through the drapes and back into the backstage area, maybe even, come back out. Zach Harrison, former defensive end from Ohio State, goes in the 3rd round to the Atlanta Falcons. That might be a steal right there. 1-2 kick out. That might be a steal for Atlanta, taking Zach Harrison from Ohio State. And I'm a Penn State fan saying that, okay? So I don't want to hear it. So Solo came out, but Riddle got involved, so Usos still, do this, do that. Double super kick to Kevin Owens. Oh, come on. You can't even super kick his ass. They kicked Sammy out of the ring as he was trying to get back up on the ring apron. He's sort of been knocked out. Double super kick into Owens in the middle of the ring. Cover. 1, 2. Owens kicks out. 3 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. 2 minutes left in SmackDown here. Patriots on the clock. Picks in here. So they'll select. We'll find out here in a second. There's a super kick from Jay to KO. Cover. 1, 2, and he kicks out again. Take Marte Mapu from Sac State. Owens really fighting back. He does look a little weird with no knee brace on his left knee. But he exposed it because he, was checking on himself because seemingly he's hurt. So there's a tag made. Usos, we the ones, throw him up. Double super kick, but then Sammy from behind gonna drag Jay out of the ring and throw him in the steel steps. Back in the ring, stunner from Owens. And Owens gonna tag Sammy in legally. A Luba kick into the corner. This is a good finish. Good sequence leading up all of this. Yeah, cover 1, 2, 3. And Sami Zayn pins the Usos. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, Sami KO, they retain their undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships here in the main event of Friday Night SmackDown WrestleMania rematch, I might add. So they're 2-0 against the Usos the past month, and they're still champs. And now the Usos really got to, stand up to Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, because they said that if they'd win, they were going to dedicate, this match and the win to him, but then they lose. So there's tension in the Bloodline, and Solo came out, but then Riddle got involved, and this leads into the 6-man tag then at Night of Champions next weekend, Backlash, and then Night of Champions is a month from now. We'll see who Reigns is going to be defending the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship against. Then, of course, they'll crown a new World Heavyweight Champion that night too. But closing credits now for Friday Night SmackDown, and as the WWE Draft began, hasn't concluded just yet. We'll continue on Raw Monday night, so be sure to tune back in for those live watch-along reactions on Monday Night Raw for the WWE Draft. In the main event, you had Sami KO defeat the Usos to retain their tag team titles. So we'll get more into the full draft results for both the NFL and the WWE Monday night. So hold off on that until then. Let me know in the comments below, of course, what you thought of SmackDown night, what you thought thus far of the NFL draft as well. Good picks, bad picks, what could have been better. We'll discuss more Monday night in length. We'll have more time. But in the meantime, tonight, that'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96. So once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure, as always, to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. And now I'll see everybody Monday night for Monday Night Raw as the WWE Draft will continue and officially then conclude. for 2023 before the next shakeup draft, another year and a half from now, because it's been a year and a half since they had the last one until the one they're having right now. But then, yeah, thanks for tuning in. You should tune back in Monday for Monday Night Raw, and then also next weekend for WWE Backlash. But in the meantime, once again, that'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool and Luke 96. So thanks for watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below.